Hello again. This is the third video in the Mastering the Bluebook series. It focuses on something called Explanatory Parentheticals. In our Galt v. Garrison roadmap, the explanatory parenthetical is this part here. It tells the reader a little bit about the case. For these 5 signals, the Bluebook recommends but never requires you to use explanatory parentheticals. In other words, the Bluebook forces you to make a judgment call regarding explanatory parentheticals every time you use one of these signals. In my class, I make it more straightforward. You're required to use explanatory parentheticals with these signals. I impose this rule for 2 reasons. First, it makes the rule a bright line rule, not a judgment call, so it's easier to apply. Second, it helps you memorize the signals where, in future when you're done with my class, you at least need to consider using explanatory parentheticals. You might want to pause the video here and write these signals down so you'll remember to add the parentheticals when you're using them. Let's see another example. This excerpt talks about a rule barring veterinarians and their assistants from suing dog owners for bites received from patients. This is simply a risk veterinarians and veterinary assistants assume as part of their job. I started the excerpt by telling the reader that several courts have endorsed the rule. When I got to the citation, I couldn't list all of the cases that endorsed the rule. There were just too many. So I cited a few of them, using the CEG signal to indicate that Cohen, Willenberg, and Nelson were just representative examples from a much larger group of cases. Then I used a See Also signal for a final case, Davis. The Davis court discussed the rule, but ultimately held that the rule didn't apply to the parties before it. The discussion was a good one and useful, I thought, to my reader, so I wanted to cite Davis, but I also wanted my reader to know that Davis didn't actually apply the rule, so I said so in an explanatory parenthetical. Let's take a closer look now at the parenthetical itself, analyzing rule but holding it inapplicable. There are just a few things you need to know about formatting explanatory parentheticals. First, start them, if possible, with a present participle, as I did here with the word analyzing. Second, don't capitalize the first character unless your explanatory parenthetical consists of a quote and the first character in the quote is capitalized. Third, eliminate articles. For example, I didn't have to say analyzing the rule. It was sufficient to merely say analyzing rule. Finally, as a general matter, you will not have any punctuation inside of the final parenthesis. With that, you know everything you need to know about when to use explanatory parentheticals and how to format them. Thanks so much, and I hope you join me in my next video to talk about how to find pin sites.